Alright guys, I've done some updates in RankMesh, and some of these were requested in the WhatsApp group, some very good suggestions. That's how we take things forward, your suggestions as well. Okay, now I've actually spent a long time on RankMesh, going back 3 or 4 months probably when I first studied it, and I was kind of reluctant to release it until I felt that we got to the point where I really had something very powerful, and we've managed to get it to that point. But there is always going to be a difference between the 1.0 version, which is the release version that we do, and the evolution that happens after that. Every good software should have some kind of evolution, progression, etc. It's no different for this, okay? And your suggestions help make that happen. As you use it, you start to see things, and could we add this, could we add that? The beauty of this is, because it's built with no code, a lot of the things are not hard to implement, but they still need a little bit of thought process before we start prompting to get things done. That's why it's taken me a couple of days to do these new updates, okay? But we got something very good now with the updates. First thing was the client profiles. Okay, it's not necessarily client profiles, it could be niche profiles as well. So if you've got a project that you want to run for best coffee makers or something like that, that would fit into here as well. Okay, so first let me just go into the edit here, because it's going to be easier to show you when you're creating a profile from one that I've just created. So I've got this hypothetical membership. I'm going to use this just for some case studies and stuff as we go forward. Okay, I've called this Vibe by Tony Hayes, and I'll put it in the description, etc. Contact person, contact email, everything you would expect to be in a sort of profile. Now, we also have a press release writer, and when you are writing press releases, it's going to ask you for company details. So you can put this in here one time based on your project or client project or niche project, whatever you want to call it. Okay, what I want you to do is put in a company name, okay, and then put in your own words in here, just some brief information, okay, and then get AI to rewrite it, and AI will rewrite it in much more compelling sort of copywriting, unless you're a very good copywriter. But for most people, you will do better with what AI rewrites for you. You can always write and then just save it somewhere like a TXT file or Google Doc or something in case you don't like it, but you can just keep on clicking AI rewrite until you're happy with it. Okay, and then some other basic contact details, etc. Needed for press releases. In here, default content settings. Okay, now I do suggest that you use this suggest with AI, because it's going to take the information that's got up here so far, and it's going to help you to identify the target audiences, the suggested content tone, the default keywords, the default entities, negative keywords, etc. And you can put in here for the brand guidelines. How this works is you put in a sample of copywriting. I just put in a sample of copywriting, and then I had it to analyze the voice. Okay, so that was able to give us to give me a much sort of clearer instructions for the brand guidelines for this particular profile. Okay, all in all, it takes 2-3 minutes to do it. It's done once, and you can reuse it again and again and again. Then just click on the update here, and it will save that for you. Okay, so that's the first thing that's been added. Your profiles will be associated with all of the campaigns that you do within that profile. Okay, there will be a list of those profiles showing as well. Okay, so when you go to create a new project, you can attach your project to the client profiles. Okay, next major update that I did, this one was actually done before we released, I believe, and unless I've just updated this now, I can't remember. It was like 3-4 days ago, and I've been working and testing things in the background for some of the updates. So this one was done, I'm pretty sure, before we released. This Parasite SEO Pro tool is like an AI agent. It uses Perplexity AI. It will go out and find information about anything you really want. Okay, this is supposed to be specific about Parasite SEO. Okay, the prompts in the background are about Parasite SEO, and it's got some suggested questions. When you run any of these, for example, Claude Artifacts, case studies, and tactics, it's going to go send the agent out with Perplexity to be able to go and pull in the sort of latest case studies and tactics for that particular query. Okay, but you can write any query in here, and then we can generate a strategy from it as well. Now, when you get the results back from the query, you can scroll down the bottom. You can dig deeper with pre-made questions that are here, or ask your own questions as well. And that just gives you a deeper insight, and it could be useful if you want to go very specific. So instead of something like are there any case studies for Claude Artifacts ranking on Google, you could be more specific and say, are there any case studies for Claude Artifacts about a specific topic, like SAS marketing or startup marketing, that kind of stuff. Whatever you want to do, whatever your niche is, I should say, and then it will be more specific with the answers. So you can see here a documented case study illustrated how an initial investment, €150 in Parasite SEO, led to 16 times ROI in 1 month. Okay, so it's basically giving you some information. Here we can click on AI deep analysis, and it will go deeper, etc. And you can click here and get generate a strategy as well. Okay, but the whole thing is supposed to be like an interactive, almost like using ChatGPT, but very, very focused just on Parasite SEO. So if you get any questions about Parasite SEO, use it. Okay, now I did see Marius was asking, do we have any case studies? I haven't run any yet, mate. I haven't run any, but we know that Parasite SEO works. So what I've done here is I've taken a core strategy and enhanced it, and I've been able to enhance it by trying to think of ways that we can make it easy for everybody to be able to generate content and weave our calls to actions in. That's why it's so focused on the tangential content, and then we got the external posting, then we got the support mesh, and then we sort of tie it all up together with some indexing and press releases and stuff like that. We will be running case studies when I've got this completely the way I want it to be. Now, the delay in getting these updates published, I wanted to publish them all at one time, was really about the support mesh. Okay, the support mesh is something that I needed to be able to explain to people properly to see what it is and what it's doing. So I've spent a little bit of time. A lot of people are just confused, like what is a Yaks site, for example. Well, basically I've put in here the steps to create an explanation, etc. If you go in here, you will see what are Yaks sites. I've put this in here as well. When you go to create a new site, then it's going to tell you the steps that you're expected to take, and it will tell you some differences as well, like Yaks sites versus external posting. So Yaks sites are self-hosted mini sites you control. Okay, why is that important? Because then anything that you control the HTML, so you can put in things like your schema and stuff like that. This can work in places like Vercel and Netlify, your own WordPress sites, etc. as well. We're going to cover that in detail in webinar. Probably need 2 webinars for this, because when we get into this stuff, I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of questions and a little bit of clarification needed, so we might need that second webinar just for that specific information about the support mesh and the sort of the tie-in with the hub pages and with the press releases and how it combines it all together. So go back to the question about the case studies. We will be running them, but I needed to get this part right so that I can run some case studies. But the question is, does Parasite SEO work? Yes. How does this make Parasite SEO better? Because we're using an ecosystem. Okay, that ecosystem is taking one main article that we're going to put. Although this was very focused on Claude Artifacts at the beginning, and it will mention throughout the app about Claude Artifacts being your main article. It doesn't have to be, okay? You can put it on your own WordPress site if you want to. I would prefer to put it on somewhere like medium.com or LinkedIn articles, rather than Cloud Artifacts right now, and start to build up from there. So you're doing some backlinking, you're building an ecosystem that it has got topical authority, but based around multiple user-generated content sites. And do not be surprised if you find some of the support sites, the external posting sites, are actually ranking better than that one article initially. But when we get to the press release, you will see that we're going to be linking to the hub page, and the hub page is just basically it's like a table of contents with all your links in the project and that you've just done. So if we add a link to that within the press releases, it's going to help it to get indexed, okay? And it sort of ties everything together with the Yak sites, external links, all on the one page, especially with your main article, okay? And all of these, don't forget, are going to be linking to your main article. So does Parasite SEO work? Yes. Does Parasite SEO work in an ecosystem like this? Of course. It's just a matter of knowing the keywords and how to put the content together, which is what we have tried to automate for the content ideas, to be able to find and identify from competitor analysis the entities used, the keywords used, etc., and build a content around that. Of course, you should always go and check any content, like main content, and edit it humanly as well, even if it's just reading through it, fixing a few bits and pieces. What I tend to do though, and I've showed this in one of the videos earlier, is I will take that content and I will put it into Claude, within my own Claude project that I've created with my own copywriting style, and tell it not to remove any sort of long tail keywords or entities or subheadings, but rewrite it that sounds more like me, and that way I'm happy with the quality of the content going out as well, okay? Let's come into press releases. I updated this today as well. So you can select your client profile here, which is just going to pre-fill a lot of the information, okay, and you just fill in some basic information. Now, what's important about press releases that we got in here, there are 6 sites, okay, all free sites. You do not need to use all of them, okay? We will have another tool, and if you purchase the automation Chrome extension for RankMesh, you will get a discount on that tool, okay? And that other tool that's coming is called PR Sneakies, okay, and it will automate posting from PR Sneakies. It was going to be a separate tool, it is going to be a separate tool, but you're able to use it unlimited, and it has got Google News sites in there as well. So you can really take advantage of, I think there's about 15 different press release sites, and you can just add that as well to give you some extra power. Okay, it's just a tiered linking Parasite SEO strategy, the whole thing. And with the PR Sneakies as an addition, if you choose to use it, that's great. Even if you don't choose to use it, I have asked my developer who created the Chrome extension to add PR log into automation for the Chrome extension that we've got at the moment for RankMesh, okay? And there will be more sites added into that particular Chrome extension, okay? So press release writer, to me this is very, very important. I think this is how we can tie things together, especially with a Google News site, because it's being crawled multiple times a day. It just helps you to get indexed quicker, okay, all of your links. And this will write unique press releases for all the different sites, okay? And that makes it pretty cool, okay? So I think that's all with the updates. The sort of biggest delay over it was just 2 days, it wasn't a massive delay, but the sort of delay in getting this publish update out was just figuring out the best way that we could do this. It would be able to explain it to people what we're trying to do here, and have it in writing so it's clear, so if they get any quick questions while they're in the hub page builder, for example, like they'll be wondering, what is this? What is the difference between this and a Yak's site? Why do I need this, etc., etc. Okay, so I've been creating some sites here without actually doing anything. I'll just get rid of those. Alright, so now all of this can tie in as well with your profiles. Okay, so every time you create a campaign, you can assign it to a profile, and it will help pre-fill in some fields and form fields, etc. And it will combine everything into one project for one complete ecosystem. Okay, so it's a little bit more cohesive, at least for you to understand and be able to do a full campaign pretty quickly, especially if you got the Chrome extension automation tool. Now we're still not finished. We still will evolve and make it better. This is like 1.1 now, so we've improved it, and it will keep improving. We will keep making it better. I think it's really important that we have a really good parasite SEO tool that can do posting, that can create unique content for every single site, and that can work within an ecosystem, within a tiered linking system. And once we get used to it, using it, and we start to add little improvements, little tweaks, and start to notice things that we should and could add, and get them added in there, then it will just become a tool that we use on a very, very regular basis. Now there's still some small things that will probably be updated later today. I'm just making a list of them. I'm even just making a list on my telephone. I'll sit down and do another session of updates and stuff like that. But for now, we've got these new updates in here, and things will keep improving. Now, I did mention the PR sneakies. I know that it's ready. I haven't tested it yet. My developers created the Chrome extension for that. I did mention that if you purchase RankMesh, I'm going to give you a discount on PR sneakies. Now, I never intended PR sneakies to be anything overly expensive, but I'm still going to give you a discount on whatever price we put on that. I don't know yet what that price is going to be, but with the automation Chrome extension tool, I'm going to bundle this one together. So it's just the web app and the Chrome extension with automation. I have to keep it separate from RankMesh. It's a separate product, but I will give you a discount for RankMesh customers for that tool. Okay, thanks.